Hey everybody, Bear here. It's Tuesday, it's time for some camp cooking, and this week we're going to do a southern staple. We're going to do tomato gravy. That's right, tomato gravy, not sauce. We're not putting it on noodle. I think elsewhere they might call tomato sauce tomato gravy, but we're not putting it on noodle and we're not putting oregano in it. So what we've got here is we're going to do a really simple recipe. We got salt, pepper, oil, chicken broth, flour, and the recipe calls for a can of diced tomatoes. We're going to nix that and use fresh. Yeah, I know a lot of y'all garden, and you can take some tomatoes with you to camp. Yep, I guess for starters we want to give our tomatoes a quick dice, and that's up to you. How big a tomato chunk do you want? And I'm thinking you could probably replicate this with some dehydrated tomato and maybe a little bit of tomato powder. I saw recipes for more complicated versions of this that include bacon, onion, milk, and of course you could render out some bacon fat to use in place of the oil that I'm using today. Now just a quick side note, I've been working about 72 to 84 hours a week the last few weeks, and I've got about 3 to 4 more weeks of that. So if I haven't got to your comments, I'm getting there. I'm reading them. I just don't have time to stop and jot down anything back right now. Now the recipe did note you may need additional chicken broth if you're using fresh tomatoes. That's why I have a full 2 cups. Alright, we got diced tomatoes for our gravy. And here's that recipe. We need fire. We're going to cook our gravy up in the old GI mess kit today. We're going to need 3 tablespoons of oil, and that's because we got 3 tablespoons of flour. That's right, you just need 1 to 1 of your oil and flour. You're going to toast off that flour for just a minute. And you can't stop mixing when you're making gravy. Woo! Don't burn up your stuff there. About to burn my base messing around with the thermostat. Now I'm getting a lumpy gravy because I stopped stirring. My goodness. Come on, stir, Bear. It's been a long time since I made gravy from scratch. Alright, I'm going to start getting those tomatoes in. Woo! A lot of mater. Now you just got to keep stirring on this guy till it thickens up. It turns into gravy. Let's see. Let's get some salt in. Pepper. Well, I'm going to suggest either cutting back on the liquid or adding another tablespoon of flour and oil. This isn't really thickening up quite as much as I would like, and I've been cooking it down for a while now, way longer than what the recipe says. I mean, it's thickened, it's coating the the spoon, but it's not quite what I would call gravy thick. Might let it sit just a minute off the flame and see if it continues to thicken up any. Then we gotta find something to put it on. It's thickened up a little bit off the heat, but I would make adjustments to the recipe to get it to the thickness that I like. But anyhow, now we gotta figure out what we're gonna do with this tomato gravy. Now, I don't know about you, but when I'm hiking, I personally always keep an emergency biscuit in my pocket. Now, I keep an emergency biscuit in my pocket for a couple reasons. If I go off trail to do my business, I can mark my trail and find my way back. If a critter's chasing me, I can appease it. If I run across a camper cooking gravy, I've got a biscuit. So let's top it up and eat it. Let's see, do we leave it like this or do we flop it open? How do you like your gravy biscuit? I like mine open face. Oh yeah. There it is. Doesn't that look good? Well, now the only thing left to do is to try it out. Heck yeah. Oh, it's tomato goodness. Well, look here. We'll see you on the trail.